youths are protesting the high cost of living, and they were blocking major roads within the metropolis. Now, we understand that the protesters say the rising cost of food items, poor government efforts to arresting the situation has forced them to block major roads. That's why a lot of them there, they say they're blocking the major roads so that government will hear their cry. Now, it turns out that the deputy governor went in to try and address the crowd, telling them, listen, we actually do hear you. It's not that we don't, but they heckled him, saying, nope, no way, not so, in disagreement of what went on. So the deputy governor of the state, Yakubu Garba, tried to address them. He said government is working to reduce the cost of living and the consequences of fuel subsidy removal. Remember that, but they will not have it. So this just raises lots of questions as to the palliative, the billions, the 2 trillion that the state government had received the first instance. What impact is it having? So if they're protesting like this in Niger State, there's certainly more questions that the governors now have to, because what we've seen over time, chances are that there could be a copycat scenario in some other states. So if Niger State is doing this, other states have got to be aware.
It's interesting that the women were the ones that said to have started this, and you can see that there are lots of young people who have also joined in the protest. We can see a lot of young men right here, and it's interesting that they're not even listening to someone as high up as the deputy governor. It tells you just where the people are at in terms of the pain that they're currently feeling. If government is working, it needs to show it's working. It's not just a question of just saying it now. People need to feel it. People need to be able to see the hope on the horizon. So this is the situation in Niger State. We're hoping it doesn't spread. We're hoping that this will be contained. We hope that it will just be a protest. The people have a right. It is their inalienable right to, protest and let their voices be heard. It will not be a surprise if it happens elsewhere, but we hope that it will be something that will be done peacefully and will not lead to the loss of any lives while this is on.
And actually very important that this is looked at very carefully, because Niger State is one of those states where if you don't check a situation early, it actually gets worse. And we're seeing a lot of young people here. Remember Niger State terrorist attacks recently? And neighbors us here in Abuja. It's a very crucial state, a very large state, a very massive population. And this situation has to be looked at very carefully and addressed very smartly by the state authorities to ensure that it doesn't turn into something else. But of course, right there, we're seeing disgruntled young people who are asking for better governance.
And if you ask me, Kayla, if you look at the fact that, young people, these young men whom we're seeing on the streets, and even women, and Niger State is known to be a largely agrarian state. Niger State has massive land capabilities that can feed this country. It's right in the middle of the north-central region of Nigeria. People are unable to go to their farms as a result of the insecurity. Some parts of Niger have been taken over by terrorists. We've seen that the army has been battling them, but even they too, they've been given our security agencies quite some, problems in terms of, challenges for the entire country. So I'm hoping that, let us all hope. But I think it has to go beyond hope now, that the real work will be done to address the root challenges confronting the people who are unable to go to their farms and unable to contribute meaningfully to national production, especially in the area of not just food now, but even in terms of timber, in terms of many other byproducts that we could actually make from food and cash crops.
I mean, Chamberlain, this is a Monday morning.
It is a Monday morning.
All these people are not at work or in school. There's a lot, or at their farms. There's a lot that is wrong in this place.
So a stark reality of the questions of youth unemployment, the stark reality of whether or not the policies that the government has put in place is achieving the desired results, a stark reality of what we need to do if we don't want to be sitting on a keg of gunpowder. So, but we'll bring you more details on this matter as we get them. Ayo.
The things that bothers me is that we should never have allowed our young people to get to this point of hitting the roads. We always know the beginning of a thing such as this. We can't know the end of it, especially when we cannot control the narrative. Now, these guys didn't just get here. There were elections in Niger State earlier last year. About a year ago, there was elections in Niger State. And the issues had prevailed until before then, and even until this moment. The governor ought to have seen these things coming. You know, I always talk about my confidence in the intelligence community, how the officials of government, political office holders, use the information that they get at the federal level, at the state level, at the local government levels, at the executive level, and at the legislature levels. That is what will be instructive here. So this is what we have now, and they are refusing to listen to government officials. Where do we go from here? It's a very troubling situation, and this is just one state. God forbid that it goes anywhere else. And how many other states are having this experience, and the governors and the officials or government commissioners, and no one is looking at those things now. It's not all rosy if people are hungry and pensive. That's my take, Chamberlain.
That one and see how it develops. We'll try and reach out to the governor himself and see what has he got to say. Yes, the deputy governor did go there, but you can see the results there.